Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the McFarlane DC Multiverse Shazam 2 Fury of the Gods, Shazam, and Freddy Freeman 2-pack. This is a gold label Amazon exclusive, and it's kind of cool. We finally get another member of the Shazam family, but honestly, if they're not going to do the whole family, what's the point? I don't know why they're releasing this so far after the movie came out. I assume maybe this is a planned 2-pack, then canceled, and then picked back up. I don't know. All I know is here it is. So let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see at the top, part of the Gold Label collection. A Gold Label figure is simply a retailer exclusive. Whether at Target or Walmart, this is an Amazon exclusive. DC Multiverse, Shazam, and Freddy Freeman from Shazam Fury of the Gods. Here they are in the package. We have a little diorama base, a couple collector's cards, a bunch of alternate hands, staff, and a little worm. One side of the package, Shazam and Freddy Freeman. Other side, same thing. At the back, here they are. And at the bottom, there's the barcode. So with no further ado, let's open them up. Alright, now that we have these figures out of the package, here they are with all their accessories laid out. We have 2 collector's cards, a large display base for the 2 figures, a wizard staff, Mr. Mind, the slug, and then we have a total of 6 alternate hands, including the 2 that they have each. We have a total of 10 hands, and they are interchangeable between both of the figures. Before we take a look at all that, let's talk about and check them out. So this is Shazam from the DC Cinematic Universe. Rest in peace, DC Cinematic Universe. Could have been great, but we're starting over again. And then his foster brother, Freddy Freeman, part of the Shazam family. And I asked myself, if I'm only going to get Freeman, what is the point? I'd love to get the whole family, but I cannot see that happening at this point. This is sort of a lazy 2-pack. They have the exact same body. Shazam had a single release. This is the exact same one, but he has a little bit of battle damage, and it doesn't look all that good. I believe in the film, they share the same powers, and so when they spread them out among the family, some of them have certain powers, some have other powers, etc., etc. I believe in the comics, when the Shazam family is activated, they're all utilizing the same power, so if there's 2 of them, they're both about half as strong as the regular Shazam, and if there's 5 of them, they're all considerably weaker. But I don't think it was done quite that way in the film. In this video, we're going to take a look at each of the figures, we'll check out their accessories, height, and articulation, and we'll compare them with a bunch of other action figures. So, let's start off with Shazam, the main character in the 2-pack. Before I look at Shazam, let's check out some of the generic accessories. We have a couple collector's cards. One of Shazam himself, Shazam from Shazam Fury of the Gods. There's a description. If you want to read that, pause now. And then we have Freddy's collector's card. Obviously, it's an image of Freddy in his Shazam outfit. Freddy Freeman from Shazam Fury of the Gods. There's also a description on his. Then we have this large display base. It's basically a big rock or piece of ground. As you can see, some of the detailing, sculpt's good, some of the ground is cracked. There's a couple of pegs for the peg holes on their feet to help them stand. Pretty hollow on the inside. Now they don't come with traditional display bases, which surprises me. Typically we have a diorama base like this, and then 2 individual black display stands. I don't really care they weren't included, but just an interesting observation. And then we have this wizard staff. I believe this is the staff that the wizard used to give Shazam his powers. The same wizard and staff that gave Black Adam his powers. A large wooden staff with some blue energy type stuff at the top. I actually haven't seen Shazam 2, but I believe that they're fighting to keep their powers and save the world at the same time. Here's Mr. Mind. This is a slug or worm, and it has strong telepathic abilities, mind control, etc. As you can see, it's a little guy, a little accessory, but it's kind of cool to get a whole other character in this pack. It's got big bug eyes, a little sort of necklace thing on, antennas. Detail is decent for such a small accessory. Here's McFarlane's version of Mr. Mind, next to the old DC Direct one that came with Dr. Sivana. I'd say the new one is a better accessory, but the old one is closer to the comic version. And I was going to check out Shazam and Freddy Freeman separately, but what's the point? They're pretty much the exact same figure with a different paint job and a different head. So let's take a quick look. Shazam. The likeness to the actor is decent. They've definitely improved on their likenesses since way back when they had the Ben Affleck from Zack Snyder's Justice League, that sort of stuff. Still not perfect, but I think he looks pretty damn good. He has a traditional Shazam costume, yellow lightning bolt, red outfit, white cape. We can see he has some burnt bow damage on him, and it's not sculpted, it's simply painted on, as McFarlane usually does. There's a little bit of shading on the side of the figure, some darker red mixed in with a lighter red. He's got golden armor on his forearms, golden boots, double jointed elbows, double jointed knees, good amount of texturing all along the suit, both in the top and the bottom. Very nice sculpt there. White cape with some gold trim. Not bad. But they did release a single version, and this is the exact same figure, just with the bow damage added on. And then, of course, we have Freddy Freeman. Face sculpt looks decent. The hair is totally different, but the body is exactly the same, simply blue instead of red on Shazam there. Same cape, same trim, same sculpt, same boots. Of course, they're not gold, they're silver, but it's pretty much just two of the same figures painted a little bit differently, but it does give us two different characters in our DC universe. And a closer look at Shazam's face and head sculpt. It's not perfect, but I can definitely see the actor in here. I think they did a decent job with the likeness and the sculpt. Paint job's not bad. And a look at Freddy Freeman's face and head sculpt. And then here are the figures, broken down as far as they can go, with all of their removable parts detached. Now it looks like Freddy Freeman has one more pair of hands than Shazam, but honestly, they're both interchangeable with each other. He has the extra pair of gripping hands. You can easily put that on him, Shazam as well. Now let's look at their hands. There are a total of 10 hands. We really have two sort of open hands, two fists, and that goes for each of the figures, and there's one set of gripping hands that you can share between both of them. Here's Shazam with his first pair of hands. These are his fists. And here he is with a second pair of hands. This is a pair of gripping hands. And this is the only pair of gripping hands, so you have to either use it for one or the other figure, or for each of the figures. And here's his last pair of hands. This is a pair of open hands, and they look kind of awkward. Now to check out the differences and reuse between Shazam and Freddy Freeman. And it's 100% the same body, same sculpt, same articulation, different paint job, and different heads. So let's take a look. Like I said, starting with their heads, they are completely different. But I believe everything else is the same. Of course, the paint job is different. The Shazam logo, the little clasps on the cape. Of course, his are silver, his are gold. Even the logo is outlining gold on him, but outlining silver on him. The outfit is blue. Bow damage on Shazam, none on Freddy. The sort of forearm armor, his is gold mostly with silver. His is silver mostly with gold. The belt, silver versus gold, and the boots also mainly gold, silver trim, mainly silver, gold trim. The cape's exactly the same. I mean, the sculpt is exactly the same on the arms, stomach, torso, diaper, legs, whole 9 yards. But it makes sense, they looked very similar in the film, and it's an easy way to crank out a second figure of a different character without spending much on a new mold. And now to check out the differences between this 2-pack Shazam and the single release. They're both from the second Shazam movie, and these guys have even more in common than Shazam and Freddy, because they have the exact same head sculpt as well. It's the same body. The only difference is he has a little bit of burnt bow damage painted on. And the butterfly ring really interrupts that and makes it look kind of bad. The only other difference is the dark sort of shady on the side is a lot darker on this one than the other one. Beyond that, everything is exactly the same. To the cape, to the trim, to the articulation, sculpt, everything. Now they've taken a pretty good look at the figures and their accessories. Let's check out their height. From bottom to the top of their heads, they're both standing about 7.2 inches tall, which can translate to a little bit over 18 centimeters. And for their articulation, which is exactly the same. Starting with the head, of course, you can rotate side to side, you can look up and down a very good amount, you can tilt his head from one side to the other. Shoulders on a ball joint goes up about 90 degrees. up, down, around. He's got that butterfly ring between his shoulder and chest, increasing the range of motion and covering the large gap that would be there. Bicep cut, double jointed elbows. His wrist can rotate, and it's hinged, although mine seems to be a little bit stuck. I'll have to maybe heat that up a little bit. Ball joint his torso, rotate around, forward and back. Another one is waist, rotate around, forward and back. Between the two, pretty good range of motion. I'd say you get a little bit more out of the torso than the waist on this guy. Legs, complete does the splits. McFarlane style hip joints. Rotation, it's decent. Legs go forward about that far. Back not much. Double jointed knees. And his ankle. Forward and back. Rotate. Tilt, rock. And of course, toe articulation. Here are these two members of the Shazam family, striking a hero pose, Mr. Mind in the middle. Now let's check them out, next to some other action figures. And what I'd like to start comparing them off to would be the entire Shazam family from the movie. We have Billy Batson, Shazam, Freddy Freeman on the right. There's also Mary Bromfield, Eugene Cho, Darla Dudley, and Pedro Pena. I would love to have the entire family put together, but it's looking like that is absolutely not going to happen at this point. And they could easily reuse the same body for the male members. Here they are, next to the regular version of the Billy Batson Shazam from Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods. And honestly, this is what everyone wants. A regular version of Shazam and a regular version of Freddy Freeman. The bow damage one doesn't do much for me, doesn't look that good. But that's the price you pay if you want to add Freddy to your collection. They could easily use this body for the other two male members of the group, but the females would be a little bit more complicated. Maybe they could use the same base body, but they would need different legs, one has a skirt, one has pants, etc., etc. Still, I don't see why we're not getting more members, at least male members of the Shazam family. They could make a six-pack with a ton of reuse, charge a high dollar, like $100+, and it would probably sell. And here they are, next to the DC Rebirth version of the Shazam from the comics. This is the best Shazam that McFarlane has made, and it doesn't share any parts with the movie versions. And here, next to the Vampire Shazam, which also shares parts from the Rebirth Shazam and Endless Winter Black Adam. Then, next to the Infected Shazam, this is McFarlane's first Shazam figure, shares a lot of parts with the Rebirth version, and it's odd they would kick off with an evil version of Shazam, but that's totally a Todd McFarlane type of thing to do. Here is Wonder Woman and Shazam, the single releases from Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods, next to Shazam and Freddy Freeman 2-pack. This is the entire collection from the Shazam films. 4 figures, 3 characters, and I doubt they're going to make any more. Here are these Shazam family members, next to Black Adam from the DC Cinematic Universe. Black Adam was played by The Rock, and it would be really cool to see Black Adam fight Shazam and the rest of his family, but at this point, it's definitely not going to happen. But even if the DC Cinematic Universe was continuing, I still don't think it was going to happen, because The Rock said he didn't want to be with Shazam, thought it was too silly. I think that's a really stupid idea, to not put them together. McFarlane made 3 different versions of the movie Shazam. One with the hood and cloak, one without the hood and cloak, and then one that came with a throne. All 3 of these Shazam-type characters were all made from the same wizard, same staff, same powers. Here they are, next to the Justice League Endless Winter Black Adam. Basically, it's a comic version of Black Adam, sharing a lot of parts with the Rebirth Shazam. And now, next to the Page Puncher Black Adam, another comic version of Black Adam with a completely different costume. Here are all the different Shazam-type characters that McFarlane has made. Shazam, Freddy Freeman, and Black Adam. And I would welcome the entire Shazam family. I would love to put the 6 of them against Black Adam. I think that would have been a really cool movie scene. Here are these 2 figures, next to Mattel's movie Shazam from the first film. Here are all the different Shazam figures I have in my collection. 6 of them, 1 from Mattel, 5 from McFarlane, 2 of which are evil. Now let's check them out, next to some other recently released McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. This 2-pack's an Amazon exclusive. Here they are, next to the most recent Amazon exclusive McFarlane figure that I've gotten. This is the Arkham Asylum glow-in-the-dark Killer Croc. There are a lot of other Amazon exclusive McFarlane stuff, but they're all being delayed right now. Both Croc and this 2-pack were severely delayed by over a month. Here are these two figures, next to the Walmart exclusive gold label Action Comics Superman and Hal Jordan Green Lantern. And here they are, next to the third digital wave, Silver Age Joker and Earth 2 Robin. Then, next to the recent Target exclusive gold label Sinestro and Parallax Armor and Commander Steel. And now, with the most recent Jokerized wave, Hush, Harley Quinn, and the Last Night on Earth Batman. Here are these two figures, next to the most recent wave of Page Punchers, both the regular and Platinum Chase variants of the Rebirth Deathstroke and the Damian Wayne Robin. And here they are, next to the most recent wave of Platinum figures, The Question, Shining Knight, and Effigy. Then, next to the Dawn of the DC Red Hood and the Rebirth Cyborg. And now, with the Michael Go Alfred that came with the Batman Forever Batmobile, the McFarlane Toy Store exclusive Jonah Hex, and the GameStop exclusive Frostbite Deathstroke. And finally, next to the 7th wave of McFarlane Collector's Edition figures, both the regular and Platinum Chase variants of the Dark Knight Returns Batman, Huntress, and some Green Lantern Corps members, Abin Sur, Tomar Ray, Arcus Chummuck, and the Green Man. Now let's check them out, next to some action figures from different various companies, so we can see how they fit in both scale and style-wise, in case you don't know which lines you can mix them with. Since they're McFarlane toys, they're typically the 7-inch scale. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the larger action figure lines I collect, and work my way smaller. But first, let's check them out with some of their McFarlane Toys brothers. In front of you are 5 different action figure lines, all from McFarlane Toys, all 7-inch scale. And now, with some Jack-specific wrestling figures, and some Diamond Select toys. Here they are, next to a piece of pepperoni pizza. And here they are, with some DC Direct and NECA figures. Then, with both some Mattel and Jazzwares wrestling figures. And now, with some Mezco and Mattel DC figures. Next, with some Mafex and Hasbro Marvel Legends. And finally, with some SH Figure Arts and Jazzwares Fortnite figures. So overall, this is a pretty cool 2-pack. But, here are my complaints. The biggest complaint is going to be we'll never get the entire Shazam family, so what's the point of even getting Freddy Freeman? I mean, I'm happy to add him to the collection, but what's the point if you're not going to get the whole team? And then Shazam here. The single release? Great figure. This is the exact same figure with battle damage on it that doesn't look very good. Their accessories are actually pretty cool. The Wizard Staff, Mr. Mind, I like those things. Plenty of hands, but they don't even have enough hands to give both of them gripping hands. That's kind of annoying, especially since they kind of cheaped out on the fact that they didn't buy any new molds for these figures. Complete reuse. It's kind of a lazy 2-pack. They didn't even include regular McFarlane display stands, and I don't even care about that, but it's just something else that they did to save money. If I were to rate these figures, probably give Shazam like a 5.5 out of 10. The regular one, I think I gave him like a 7 or 7.5, something like that. But this one's definitely a step downward. It has a battle damage that doesn't look very good. And then Freddy Freeman, probably give him like a 6.5. It is the exact same body, but it works. I don't really have much of a problem with that. It looks pretty nice, different colors, etc. I'd love to see the other 2 males on the same body, just like this. So as a whole, kind of an unnecessary 2-pack. A little bit of a disappointment. If you're a huge Shazam fan and you love the second movie, which most people did not, this is for you. But if you're on the fence, you can probably pass on it. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say to the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will talk to you real soon.